Hello everybody, my name is Slammer4, and I'm bringing you guys yet another exciting 1 versus 1 gameplay video. This is, in the top left, icomefromsc, who has already been featured on my channel, against icj in the bottom right, who has not yet been featured on the new and improved Slammer LWG. So hopefully this will be an exciting game for you guys. I saw this posted on Discord and I thought this would be an interesting game to check out. Hopefully it's a quality one, but I think it'll be interesting to see icj up against Come From SC, kind of a little bit of a litmus testy where these two players are against each other. In the past, icj has always been a really solid kind of mid-tier level player, upper mid-tier I would say. So let's see how these guys face off. This is I forget the name of this map, to be honest with you guys. Frozen Temple, something like that. It's a pretty large map overall. The rest distance, I would say, seems to be decently far, although it is quite direct. Other than that, pretty standard. We've got some third base positionings. We got a fairly tight natural if you want to wall straight across. And it's going to be Beast versus Rax here. So we got the first skirmish. We got a Wolf from Come From SC skirting across the map here. icj choosing to spend a blink here. That was a little bit, I would say, over aggressive, especially because he missed the shot. And he's not going to get any additional scouting off with that single raider because he had to double back. But his second raider is going to be able to fend off this wolf, and he's going to get that expansion down. So this is really pretty normal 1 Den versus 1 Rax gameplay that we're seeing here. Just pull up the units tab here so we can keep an eye on what each player is producing and what each player has on the field here. So second Den on the way here. I tend to get a house in this situation, but I guess the den's not bad either. This raider is going to start tickling the worker, and because there's only 2 wolves, he can kind of dance around it and possibly even get this guy down. He's forcing the worker to run around here, and he's gonna get picked off. So nice micro there from icj, picking off the worker. Not sure if that extra wolf. No, I think that wolf just ran away. So very even game. Obviously, it's not ideal to lose that worker. You'd like to not do that, and I think that's where possibly a faster house would have gotten out a third wolf a little quicker. But either way, this is a really even game. Really no advantages either way. Both players are going to just macro up, get lots of workers, and we'll see where this game takes us. Kind of an early Snakes Charmer from Come From SC. I wonder if that's going to signal some kind of 2-base pressure, or if he just prefers to get snakes out to deal with the raider counts. Sometimes when players go for big raider balls, it can get really frustrating to deal with them pure wolf. Of course, icj only has 3 wolf raiders here, so that's not a huge concern. But I could definitely see a 2-base snake push causing some trouble for icj, because icj is going for a 1 Rax third base. So he's only gotten 2 houses and 1 Rax in addition to his 2 castles. So pretty aggressive economy from icj. Overall, I like this. He's going to be pretty well set up moving into the mid game, and icj's also opened up a 2-worker advantage here. So yeah, overall, just a really nice spot for the Rax player here. He does have to be careful though, because the wolf count is getting pretty high here. 11 wolves here up against only 4 raiders, and of course the raiders have taken quite a lot of damage here. So this is a position where I think the raider player needs to kind of just run away and regroup back at home base. Taking fights here can be a little bit risky. Good micro though from icj, picking off some damaged wolves here. And actually really nice play, keeping his hit points really well shared between wolves and raiders, and maybe a blink could pick off this guy. Here he does get it, very nice. All right, so yeah, that was scary for a second because some of these raiders got quite low, but actually icj was able to kind of turn that around and pressure on the way back. So good position for icj. He's going to throw down 4 go up to 4 barracks. They're down 3 barracks here. And we'll see where these players decide to take it. So, yeah, these raiders are not going to be able to engage here. He's going to lose 1 raider. He's going to have to run away. I wonder if, I wish that Come From SC would scout with this wolf. He needs to kind of get some idea of what's going on at the 3rd base. Because he's going to be pretty sad to see that there's a 3rd base. Although, looking at the worker count, it's a 3 difference, which is pretty decently large, especially considering that this base is going to be mining for a while. So if we look at income tab, yeah, very nice advantage here for icj. Not as high as I thought it would be. I thought he'd have a little bit more. It's definitely about 125, but the current income is about 200 per minute higher. So yeah, that's gonna be a pretty significant advantage in about 2 or 3 minutes from now. Ooh, also nice delay of the expansion here. Overall, just icj's playing some very nice raider control here, I would say. In some ways outplaying Come From SC, I would say a little bit, with just good micro with his raiders and just good macro behind as well. I like, probably should shift clicking these workers back, but whatever. Kind of ugly. I think this income would be even higher if he had a couple more workers mining. But yeah, that income here is really going to go up really fast. I feel like Come From SC was a little indecisive whether he was, because if he was going to be putting on heavy pressure, I think he needed more dens. And if he wasn't going to put on pressure, I think he was fine to get this castle a little bit sooner. Just a small delay in your castle timing can really put you in a tough spot. So icj's feeling good to push out here. He's got a nice ball of archers and soldiers and raiders. Raiders get a little bit less effective at this stage in the game just because they do die pretty quickly in bigger engagements. This is actually a little bit risky from icj because I think with a worker pull, the beast player can get us around here, and this is not a large army. I mean, this is just a handful of units. I wonder if Come From SC should, I don't know, bait back a little bit more and get some workers into play here, but this is actually a totally fine engagement, I think, for the beast player. I wonder if he can get his wolves around. He really should try to be like moving his snakes here as the wolves walk around, because I think he's missing some damage from his snakes. But overall, this is a nice engagement from Come From SC, and I think that was a little risky from icj, and a little bit too aggressive. You know, as Rax, you don't have any way to run away once. Well, there's no more wolves, so he can run away in this case. But just in general, that was probably a trade that you don't have to make here. Losing quite a few archers and soldiers. If we jump back to income here, yeah, that's a pretty large units lost for icj, even though he has almost a 600 gold advantage, about 500 gold advantage here, which is pretty significant. Come From SC has evened up the worker count though, so at least he's going to have pretty solid economy, getting upgrades, and just going to be maxing out on wolf and snake, it looks like here, whereas icj kind of behind this, also getting upgrades and just is very bread and butter right now. No additional tech from either player. icj's getting his 4th base out. I like that a lot. And he's just going to kind of be sitting behind and macroing it up. Come From SC is floating a little bit here, but it's not terrible. He's generally keeping his supply in check here. Getting that extra house, very nice, and then using that extra money to get that 2nd animal testing lab here. I do wonder if Come From SC should be getting that 4th base a little bit more aggressively here. He definitely seems to be a little behind the tempo on it when it comes to the bases. But because he's building Wolf Snake off of Fort N, I mean, you can get pretty close to maxed out pretty quick here. With a very strong Wolf Snake ball, which is going to have +1 attack. Well, this is kind of an anti-timing. This fight, I think, is going to take place right before +1 is finishing. You can check on that. It's going to finish as this fight goes in. It's like 5 more seconds on that. But these archers are doing really good work on the snakes. It's like, but the soldier ball is dead. So these archers are going to be without any bodyguards, and they're just going to get sniped down, I think. Oh, that ramp's going to hurt a little bit. Fortunately, I think ItsJ might be able to get away with a few archers. No, more wolves are coming in, so yeah, these archers are all gonna die. Yeah, I think ItsJ had a slight upgrade advantage in that fight, but again, he's just, I think, being a little too overly aggressive with his timings. I think you have to just kind of stay back a little bit longer here. And now I think Come From SC is in a really nice spot. Um, he's got his +3 attack on the way, 2 and 3 on the way. Looking at that income, just taking a very nice advantage of the units lost, despite the continued gold mine advantage that ItsJ's working with. I wonder if ItsJ, yeah, okay, he's adding another barracks. I was gonna say maybe another barracks was in order here. Um, he needs to be careful not to build too many soldiers, actually. Um, Fortunately for ItsJ, it's pretty tough to like get in this position with Wolf Snake. I'm almost wondering if the best idea is just to snipe the houses here, because you really can't. It's really hard to walk into this little choke with that tower just kind of shooting you from above the entire time. But +2, +3 snakes will chew through buildings really, really, really fast. So that's one idea you could have. Okay, we do have the fourth base, coming up from Come From SC, which is really nice. And okay, we have our first tech from the Beast player. We've got the Werewolf Den on the way. It's kind of funny here because he's been focusing on attack upgrades, but then he's going to transition into werewolves, which obviously you'd rather have armor. So I'm wondering why, yeah, he's just really committed to the attack here, which is obviously great for your snakes, and pretty good for wolves as well. Okay, this is a nice little attack here. If ItsJ, I think, has enough units to hold on here, but he will lose a couple of workers if Come From SC targets correctly. A lot of these snakes are derping. Little pro tip here is, in this kind of situation, you can always just hold position some of your units, so at least that they will auto attack whatever it's in range. But no different, no problem there. ItsJ's gonna kind of send those units packing, and we're transitioning into more of a late game scenario here. Both players just kind of macroing up. Both players at about 40-ish workers. One big difference here is that ItsJ is going to fall quite a bit behind in upgrades. He's only got 2 upgrades, and he's going to be soon facing an opponent that has 4 upgrades on the field. So Come From SC is going to be working with a little bit of an upgrade advantage. This Rax army is very spread out. I mean, there's units all over the place, and as a result, this smaller cohort down in the bottom is going to get picked off. Once again, I'm still not loving the push out from ItsJ. He's pushing out at 88 supply, and he's up against a 100 supply beast player with an upgrade advantage. Just a very, feels like this army needs to be a little more conservative with its play. Maybe he could group his archers up with his soldiers. I mean, this is going pretty well, all things considered. Oh, and now he has the catapult, which the catapult can start targeting the snakes and do massive damage. Look at that catapult shot, hitting 3 snakes at once. And these snakes, despite their good upgrades, there's just no, there's not enough wolf count, actually. I almost feel like Come From SC needs to be adding a few more wolves, and he is going to snipe the catapult down, and then he's just going to run away and try to rebuild up his forces. He's got 6 den here, so he can build up his forces really quickly. Oh my goodness, this float is something out of this world. We got 2,000 gold floated for Come From SC. I'm not sure how he's managed to float this much, but I think that float is going to kill him here. Of course, ItsJ is also floating a good bit as well. It is difficult to macro when you've got a lot of action going on, but both players really need to work on their macro here. I feel like Come From SC should have had a larger army here somehow. Like, I feel like at this stage of the game, you should have just a massive amount of wolves, and he's realizing that. He's trying to get 2 more wolves dens down. Unfortunately, I think you have to just kind of run away a little bit. You can't. Yeah, he's gonna call a GG here. Unfortunately, nice play from ItsJ. Pushing in and making it work with the Rax force overall, despite the upgrade disadvantage. Interesting that we saw the cancel. I didn't really notice that Come From SC actually got the cancel on his werewolf den, excuse me. So 50 workers here. Yeah, wonder if some of these workers could have helped out as well. But nice game so far. GG's to it's Jay, and I will catch you guys on the next video.